And here we are live. And see, I've got my incense going in the background. I have, I think it's San Palto is mine. What have you got going?
Some frankincense that a friend sent me, tribal soul. They're really good made, well made
Nice.
incense. They're really thick.
Oh,
So,
nice.
yeah, she knew There's a friend of mine who lives in Vancouver, Washington. She's a tarot reader. We're going to an event on Saturday, meditation, like then other things,
Nice.
all day thing. So, yeah, we hang out.
That's cool. It's awesome to have people like that close by that you can connect face to face and
Yeah, Vancouver's not far at all if you have a car.
yeah.
I haven't driven in decades. Well, I mean, I haven't owned a car in decades. I've driven, but
Yeah.
yeah, for me to get up there, I have to take a bus and a long train for like an hour. And
Mm.
but for her, just over a bridge and over the Columbia River, and then you're in Portland.
Oh, nice. See, that's cool. And it's funny because now you're the second person to mention Vancouver in the US, because when I hear Vancouver,
Right.
I think British Columbia, right?
Yep.
But yeah.
Just up the road too.
Well, for me, it's like way
Over.
provinces over,
Right.
and I don't even know how many days it would take to go by
Yeah.
car because you have to go because I'm in southwestern Ontario, so just a hop and a skip. Well, country terms, hop and a skip from Detroit,
Right.
but you'd have to go the opposite direction to go around and then into Manitoba, across Saskatchewan, Alberta, and way the far end of
Yeah.
BC.
I
So,
was I was born and grew up in South Detroit, called Toledo, Ohio.
oh yeah,
So we used to go through Detroit over the bridge or under the lake to Windsor when I was a
and
kid quite often.
so funny thing, my husband's family is from Windsor. He was actually born there before they all headed up towards London. So that's kind of funny. And yeah,
Yeah, I've
small
always liked
world.
Canada. I love Niagara Falls, the Canadian side.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I've been there a few times. I've even been on the Maid of the Mist
Oh, me too. Oh, yeah.
once. Now that was wild.
Yeah, it's cool. You get dressed up in a little wet
Yeah.
sailor suit. Here, I've been behind the falls.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if they do that anymore, but you could like throw a penny and it'd be hitting off glass. Uh, I've been out like I used to go there in college. We'd take a little road trip from Kent State.
Mm.
I've never been on the like tour. I guess you can go where it's eroded. You know, it's all
Yeah.
erosion, and you can they tracked it where it tracked through the through time. And you can go
Yeah.
and actually walk on that. They find all kinds of stuff.
Oh, I bet. Well, I
Yeah,
mean, if you imagine the amount of water that's been pouring over there for, how many
millennia.
centuries or
Yeah,
thousands of years, however long. So it would be amazing if at some point they could, like, with tech or whatever, take it way back
they
to like
have. There's
before it was.
documentaries. Well, if you're talking about the erosion,
Yeah, yeah.
they've done that. They've tracked it all back.
Oh, wow.
I'll look on YouTube see if the documentary. I saw a documentary. It might be when I was there, like an interactive
Yeah,
exhibit.
yeah.
But I've seen footage on that. They find like all kinds of weird fish fossils and things.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, that would be wild. Well,
Yeah, I mean, okay, go ahead. I was
before
just
we
saying
get too
stuff.
far astray.
Yeah, I even like the history of the barrels and how people have gone over and all that. And
Yeah.
a kid lived who accidentally fell in. He lived.
Oh, wow.
This is back in the 30s or something. Back in newspapers.
Yeah.
What
Well,
happened?
there's been some who have tried on purpose in that. But first off, we're going to say hello to everyone who's joining us. And as always, thank you to Team Rewatch, because I know with schedules, time zones, work, and everything, can't always be here. So always appreciate the folks who tour in afterwards. We have Kat, who has been doing her pre-show spam, but I actually caught her early today. So she gave me a boo, and she
Yeah.
was sad because I caught her. Dang, you never catch me this early, but I just happened to be in. Yep. Oh, usually she gets the notification because, yeah, it lets people know half an hour before you start. I'm usually in early just because people show up at different times, but I also want to be sure everything's working with my live stream with Jen on Sunday. I didn't have a camera for like the first 20, 30 minutes. I'm like,
Oh,
that's, and it was irritating me as technology does because it's telling me you have to plug your camera in. I'm like, no, you dumbass machine. The camera is in the laptop. There's nothing to plug in. Like, ugh.
huh.
But anywho, and then Kat was doing a little dance-a-thon at work for a bit. And we have Ven who has come to join us, lurking and listening. We have Julie who's lurking, but she's got a bad cold. We have this guy named Alan.
Oh, yeah.
And the Clover. And I was saying hi to folks, saying feel better to Julie. Alan, are you joining me? Jenny is with us. Hello, hello. Leslie is popping in and also lurking. And, which is good. This is probably one of the few things I don't mind having lurkers. Well, as long as I know who they are. People saying hi, hoping Julie feels better. Don't get the notification until people go live. Interesting. Maybe it's something. Check on your bell and see if you got all or preferred notifications. Hey, Diane, welcome. Saying hi. Not sure why I didn't say hi to you, Jenny. JJ.
Jenny.
So, yeah, we have a few people with us. And, well, we've started chatting about the falls and other things because, as we do here, we rarely stay on track or on topic. But
we could segue from the falls to that one scene with Don Cholito, or we could get there. That's a memorable scene in the book for me.
Yeah, it was amazing. Well, I do have my copy. Alan and I read A Separate Reality by Carlos I always have to look to say it right. Castaneda.
And I don't have my copy, but I have two other copies of other books.
Ooh, cool. Which ones do you have? Hey, William.
Journey to Ixtlan and Teachings of Don Juan, the 40th anniversary. It's been 60 now.
Wow.
Since he published it in 68. It was his dissertation at University of Southern California.
Cool.
Yeah, the Teachings of Don Juan.
It's been ages since I've read, well, decades since I've read that, and I did enjoy it. And then I found this copy of A Secret Reality. Now, here's a fun fact. It may not mean something to most people, but I find it interesting that this was not in the $1 section, but my book fell into 3 parts.
Oh.
Not 4, not
Oh,
2,
three, yeah.
3 parts.
Uh,
And like I say, it wasn't in the $1 section where, there might be some damage or whatever. It's just books that aren't selling.
yeah, that's
So this was
it's been
in,
read a lot. It's been cracked and then pushed
yeah.
together, and yeah, that's wild.
But it's funny that as I was reading it, because I got it at the thrift store, but as I was reading it, it fell apart in 3 different sections. So then I'll have to pay attention to what's on each of the
Yeah,
pages it
yeah,
decided to open at. But yeah, that thing, well, first of all, for folks who may not be familiar with Carlos, and I know over the years there have been, did he really have this experience? Did he just make it up? All of that kind of conversation. Now, for me, either way, if he made it up, he must have had one heck of an imagination to put it all together. And there's still a ton of food for thought, whether it was his actual experience or not. I mean, I really like that he stresses, unlike today, where you can go to like a weekend workshop or go pay thousands for a couple of weeks and then walk away and call yourself a shaman or whatever terms people use. And I'm like, no, you're not. And in a separate reality, I don't so much remember it from the teachings of Don Juan, but in this book, he really stresses those big passages of time. And when the book starts, if I remember correctly, it's been 4 years since he first walked away because of all the stuff that was happening.
hmm
I also like that although they use, is it called psychedelics, not psychotropic, psychedelic drugs, but it isn't used as in, well, let's just go get high and go have a party. Like there's a very disciplined, you only smoke this much. And Don Juan is with him the whole time and monitoring what's going on
He's
and all of
resident.
that.
He's reticent to do it. He doesn't want to really take the smoke.
Yeah. Well, it freaked him out because, I
Yeah,
mean, and like I say, it's been a while since I've read the teachings. I remember the different um, experiences he had, and it tied into the Milky Way and certain beings and entities that he connected with
right. I
in
remember
there.
he had uh, Don Juan had him catch frogs and like sew their mouths up and their eyelids shut.
Mm.
That's what I remember from it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
probably block that because of
yeah,
animals.
right. But that was like they didn't kill him. They
Yeah.
so they could speak to him or something. And then I also remember them. The drug was morning glory seeds. You boil them, and I
Oh, is that
remember
what
it.
he had in Don Juan? Because I know in this one it's mescaline,
Yeah, and
and
there's
I think mescaline and peyote that he's,
right.
because
Yeah,
he keeps talking about mescalito, but that may have been from his
that's a drink.
experiences in Don Juan.
No, they also do a lot of drinking of mezcal in this.
Oh, okay.
You notice, but they're doing smoking mescalito is mescaline, but so there's a difference. So the mezcal is like tequila, but it's from different cactus.
Okay.
They burn the cactus. It's pretty interesting. It's not hard to get anymore, but it used to be.
Yeah.
You can
Well,
get it
and
in any
again,
liquor store now.
Uh, well, and again, in the works at least that Carlos is talking about, and his work with Don Juan, and Don is actually an honorary term, if I remember correctly. His name's actually Juan, but I know in the Four Agreements that's written by Don Miguel, but the
Right.
term Don is, I don't think it's like Mr. in English, but it's a term that I don't
Yeah.
know if it's like
Of
honor
respect
or
and yeah,
respect.
respect. Yep. Yeah. I like the Four Agreements too. That's a book I tend to forget about, but I've read that many times and given it away. Like on
Mm,
tag videos lately, there's been the question on different, like, what's the most book you've given away? That would be one.
yeah, well, I read it years ago, and I actually did a workshop on it.
Hmm.
And then I figured, okay, it makes sense. I've got it. I unhauled it.
Be
And then
impeccable with your word. And
yeah.
what
And,
you
don't
still
take things
remember?
personally.
Yeah, right.
Like,
That's the hardest for me. Yeah.
oh,
Never take things personally. Be impeccable with your word. Then what's the other two?
I have it up here on my bulletin board. So just a sec.
I'm trying to think though.
And
Be
be
impeccable with your
impeccable with
word.
your word. Don't take it personal.
Yeah,
Don't make assumptions.
right. Assumptions.
And always do your best.
Right.
And I put it on my board
Uh huh.
precisely because they all make sense,
Yeah, it's a
but
great book. Great, great
then you
book. But
forget it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's got a son who followed him. You probably know. I don't know. I forget his son's name, but he's got books out and that. And yeah, I used to get not a brochure from a company he was in a lot. It wasn't Llewellyn. It was
Hmm.
some other book company.
Hay House, maybe?
Maybe
Because they're another one who tends
Mystic
to.
Fire. Mystic Fire. I don't think they might
Oh,
still.
yeah, because there's a couple of different ones like Llewellyn, New Page, Hay House, and there's probably others that I haven't heard of. I'm just laughing, Jenny. I hear the term Dawn, and all I can see is The
Yeah,
Godfather.
yeah, yeah.
William has books that are falling apart, rebound at the print shop.
Ah, good. I just put a
And
rubber band around mine.
yeah, I
Be
just
right
make
back.
sure. I think this is the only one I've had actually fall apart. But and Jenny, like assumptions, yeah, well, they can make things interesting with the right people and the right conversation. But yeah, so with Carlos, he's a very interesting read for sure. And I'm glad you suggested this, Alan. Thank you, because it was wonderful revisiting him.
Hmm.
And I actually found before this one, The Eagle's Gift. So I
Hmm.
need to read that one next. And
All
the
right.
waterfall scene, because I made my notes. Well, I've got some written notes, and then I did all of mine in the back of the book. Um,
Well, I'd be into reading The Eagle's Gift with you.
cool.
Yeah,
We'll have
I'll
to
get it.
figure that out because I know you're like crazy busy with a bunch of different reads as well.
Yeah, but I mean, I leave wiggle room, so I could do it like in April or May, or yeah, yeah, May for
Okay,
sure.
let's plan for May.
Okay.
And I'm writing this down here because I'll forget otherwise. All right, Eagle's Gift with Alan. But yeah, reading this, and you and I did talk a bit on our in Voxer as we read it. There were a lot of things that reminded me of Dan Millman's work,
Yeah.
Socrates, and the thoughts. The difference being Carlos working with Juan involved the different drugs and that experience and going to other dimensions versus Millman's work with Socrates is completely drug free. It's it's getting your mind to tap into certain things and see things differently, but without the psychotropics. But the training also for Millman was not as long as Carlos, because I think at the end of this book, um, did this not cover at least another 3 or 4 years?
I think so. They got into like work finding your adept. Like remember they're invisible. Or no,
Yeah,
your allies, allies. Yeah, not adepts. They're your allies. Finding your allies. They tap you on the shoulder.
yeah. And then there's the experience with um oh, Gennaro, Don Gennaro, the waterfall. And yeah, that one was really interesting to read because he's describing them here, there, and
Right, and
these
he's
huge
doing
jumps.
these jumps. Yeah,
And dude's not young. Like this guy is an older gentleman
huh.
and he's like doing these massive jumps. And then he's like, well, should we go make sure he's okay? And Juan's
Yeah,
like,
from like
he's fine.
waterfall to waterfall, he's jumping.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I mean, reading it afterwards, because they weren't using substances at this time, and they're talking about this concept of seeing. And
Yeah,
throughout most of the book, Juan's getting really frustrated, going, you talk too much, you overthink too much, and you still don't know how to see.
mhm. Yeah.
And
That's the whole point of being a sorcerer. Until you can do that, and yeah, and like Don Juan was trying to lead him through the mescalito, the magic smoking net, and he was hesitant to do it. But he finally does because it's like one of the only ways to do it to be able to see, evidently.
well, and then too, the experience, and this one does have a bit, it's more elemental in terms of the water and being in the river when after the trip or experience, and then he puts him in um I don't know if it's a trough or like a creek, something behind his home to
Right.
kind of bring him back.
Hmm.
And so there's that whole water experience. And then there's the other, so the waterfall one was amazing just to read, and
Yeah, I
those
don't think we
concepts.
find out if he lived or died, really, do we? Does he come back?
Yeah, he does,
He does
because
come
he
back. Yeah.
sees him much later, I think near the end. Gennaro comes up again and he's like, yeah, you still can't see. And he's
Yeah, yeah.
kind of picking on him. And then at the end of this one, I think he's putting his training on hold again because he's made a bit more progress. And that's why I say I really enjoy these reads. And I think more people who are into this type of thing need to read it because
Yeah,
you're
and
not going to do that in a weekend. Like, this is years, it's a
right.
long process.
And what you said at the beginning, I've researched this a bit, read it about like fiction or nonfiction, and doesn't matter. I think it's a clash of both, but uh, leaning more towards the real. I think there was a Don Juan, and they met, and he went through this uh, teacher master relationship, but
Yep.
then he might have gleaned a bit. But I think it's mostly true. I mean, or historically true. Like he heard tales and put himself in it or something. I don't think it's all fiction or imagination.
No, and I don't think so either. Now, the one thing that did make me question, and I am following the comments, and they're also talking because we have this book buying competition every year. There's Ven, Kat, Jenny, and I. Jenny has been number one for the last 2 years. Ven has been number two. I've been in third place, and Kat's held on to last place for the last 2 years. So they're chit chatting. And I'm still holding at 15 because my thrift store had a 30% off sale. I wasn't passing that up.
You find some good books there.
Got
You
some
really do.
amazing ones. Well, Blavatsky for $5.
Yeah.
I
Oh my God.
mean,
Then that
there's
Marcus Katz I like a lot. You have the
yeah.
that
Now that
Roger
one I
Wade
did get
handbook.
at Indigo.
That's a good book.
Now, funny that you just held up the Rider Waite. When
Mhm.
we were doing the tarot chat before, and I had said I'd got a deck of cards from a book that you could color them, and I
Yep.
couldn't find it. So here's the back on those cards,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's the Rider Waite, but you color them in yourself.
Right. Now that's not BOTA, Builders of the ATM, because that's
I
what they
do.
do.
I don't think, no, it isn't. And that reminds
Because,
me, I need to look up those things you gave me too. I've got to
but
get
that's
them
really
on
a
my
great idea. That's what the Golden Dawn used to do. They have a similar tarot deck, but it's different. But Wait was in the Golden Dawn. But anyway,
yeah.
that's a really good idea to do that.
Well, I did my 78 days around the tarot, not according to the book, but I love the book.
Rachel Pollack.
No, that's also by Katz.
Oh,
The
78.
78 days around the tarot.
Oh, okay. Rachel
Yeah.
Pollack has a 78 something, but
Oh,
go ahead.
cool.
Yeah, I'm going to
Well,
get some coffee. I can still hear you.
okay. So I used this deck, but I didn't color them in. I just did it black and white. I did my notes in the morning, reflected on the card, and then at the end of the day, I looked up the meaning in my little Rider Waite deck book because I have an actual Rider Waite deck. And I looked up the meanings in the book by Katz and then just circled and highlighted what I picked up that was accurate for the meanings according to them. But I
Mhm.
still need to get back to doing more work. But I wanted to have these close because, like I say, when we did our tarot chat um, live stream before, I really wanted to find these to show you. I don't know if I'm ever going to color them in,
Well,
actually.
the thing about color name, I mean, they're yours. You can color them in how you want, but it's kind of important to color the colors correctly, because
Yeah.
they do pack all sorts of meaning and symbolize a lot. And there's
Yep.
only like a few colors too. Um, Afterwards, I'll send you some stuff on BOTA. It's the Builders of the ATM. I sent MJ some things too. I was with them for 13 years, the
Mm.
correspondence course,
Oh, cool.
and they it's another branch off the Golden Dawn. But Paul
Yep.
Foster Case, this guy's name, who founded it, Paul Foster Case. They're they're around the world, but they're based out of LA.
Mm.
But anyway,
Yeah, see, well, to me, and there's so many interesting spin-offs. So whether we're talking tarot and symbolism and meaning, and that's a lot to do with what Carlos is talking about in his different books, because what he sees and experiences throughout his training. Now, I find it interesting because I think he lives in LA, if I remember correctly, and then he travels down to do this training with Don Juan.
yeah,
The
he's
one
been dead
thing,
for a while, a few years,
yeah,
but
but what
yeah,
I
he was
found,
out of LA. Yeah,
he's out of LA?
he was. when he was alive. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, and so he'd be traveling back and forth. Now, the one thing that really hit me in the book is you're not supposed to reveal the name of are they called sorcerers? There's different terms, and I know Don Juan uses a term for himself, but then I think there's sorcerers that
Yeah,
he's
that's
training
like
to
the
be.
highest. That's what he's trying to become.
Yeah, but then he uses his name in the books. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think sorcerer means like the highest achievement a man can make. You know.
Yeah, and I think he mentions that, like, I've got my little sticky tabs and stuff. I know he talks about yeah, see, I did mention because it came up on page 92. You don't reveal who a sorcerer is by name, but then I also made a note because it's the same with witches.
Uh,
You don't tell other, like, it's not up to you to say, oh, so and so
uh,
is. If they choose
yeah.
to say it, that's their business, but it's not up to you to go telling other people what
I had
path
a.
they're following.
I was given a name with Vespilo, Freder Vespilo, Vespilo, and it means the Undertaker. Not necessarily like the Undertaker digging
Yeah.
a grave, but undertaking things.
Well, that's a cool name.
Yeah, somebody was given that at the ISIS Temple 14 in Ontario, California. After I went through the last um, God, Adeptus Minor uh, ritual, go through like
Hmm.
uh, the neophyte Zelator and like two, three other ones. It's a process in that, but
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, Gavin.
yeah, hey, Gavin.
Well, see, and again, that goes to all of this training takes time, not a weekend, not a few weeks.
Mm,
And depending on what you're training for and what you want to attain, there can be levels, but it takes years. Like, what gets me with so much of this stuff, as in like the last 10, 15 years, is people want it quick. They want it now. They
right.
want some gitchy title they can put after their name, but they
Yeah,
don't
like,
want to do the work and spend the time.
and I'm kind of getting back into that situation I mentioned before. A friend's taking me to a woo woo like meditation tarot thing. It's an all day affair,
Nice.
and I'm sure they'll be selling things and all that. You know, I haven't been to one in a while. She invites me about every month,
Nice.
but to tell you the truth, sometimes that bothers me too. Like you're saying, I might be saying something controversial, or I don't know your opinion about it, but Reiki sometimes, because you can get like a third degree Reiki degree just by uh, paying for it, going through weekend classes and that. And I don't know a whole lot about it, so I shouldn't really express my opinion. But I've had
You
it done
mean
to me a few times, and it's never.
Reiki?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you follow that? And,
I'm a master teacher.
yeah. See that. So see, with me, I kind of think if you want to be a master, you can pay and get it. It doesn't take long.
But you know what? And this is what gets me because now it's offered online. All of mine
Oh,
was in person.
oh yeah, that makes a difference too.
It does. And there's what's called attunements. Those are done in person. You can't do that online because it,
Astrally, no, yeah,
yeah. And then now people are like, oh no, there's this, violet flame and you don't need it. And I'm like, BS. If you're
right,
like, there's different training. with Reiki. Mine is all based on Dr. Yusui. So to me, if you're saying you're Yusui trained, then there's no online training. Because when he initially did it, it was 6 months in
Ah,
between each of the levels.
okay. Yeah, I understand.
And
So, see, like with the Golden Dawn, they have astral degrees too that you get the first three at least astrally, like online, whatever.
yeah,
And some of that it's real because you build like a temple in your head that you can go to anytime you want, things like
yeah.
that, astrally. So, but I agree with you what you're saying about the in-person thing and taking time and
Well, the thing is, I mean, so Reiki is universal energy. I mean, everybody has access to it. There's an endless supply, all of that. I do know it works. I've done it on Bob when he's had different surgeries and things, and he heals in half the time that is expected. Certainly for some of the things with his age now, the doctors are like, oh, you're going to be this long. And they're like, oh,
wow.
apparently not. Everything's healed. So I know it works.
Uh-huh.
But I do not support just going to get your levels, boom, 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 for a lot of reasons. One, if you're going to do something like that and you're impacting other people's health, I mean, it's the Reiki that does the work. You're simply the channel it flows through, and then the Reiki goes to the other person, and the energy knows where it needs to be. So there's that. But when you go through each level, because it's energetic work, you're opening up a lot of your stuff in these sessions as well. It isn't just, oh, I put my hands here, there, and yada, yada. Your personal stuff comes up.
So it
And
does
if,
affect the energy or whatnot.
oh, yeah.
Okay.
And if you've got stuff in your background that you haven't entirely cleared or you haven't revisited in a while, all that emotional gunk is coming. And that's
Hmm.
not when you should be working with other people. So if you've just done your level one, and this is my personal opinion, there's other people who would disagree. Some might have their books. But to me, especially if you're new to energy work, if you've just done your level one, then
Out of
you
three,
should,
right?
there are 3 levels to
Yeah.
it. But if you just have finished your level one, then you need time to process and practice and figure out what it is you're doing. Now with level two, again, you're tapping deeper into your own stuff as well as learning more about energetic work. And with level two, you can send distance Reiki. So there are a special set of symbols, and you can send healing to anywhere or anything on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And it works because, again, I've done it. I know a few people that have benefited from it. But again, you have to be grounded yourself. You can't be clearing your old past stuff and working on other people. You have to take that time to
Mm-hmm.
get your stuff together before you start doing the other stuff. And then you really should wait at least 6 months to a year. Again, my opinion,
Yeah, this is all new to
but
me. I just have a real
yeah, but
cursory
six, yeah,
been
but
around
six
it.
months to a year to figure out what you're doing with Reiki, how it works, all of that, practicing and, family, friends who want, and then decide whether you even want to get to master teacher, and more importantly, why. Is it for ego? Do you want the title? I mean, when I went ahead, I was thinking,
All
yeah,
that money.
well, and
A
see,
lot of
that's
money in
it.
Reiki, huh? Yeah.
It depends. And I
Yeah.
mean, when I took it, I was thinking of doing workshops and classes, and it just wasn't meant to be. I'm glad I did the training, and I need to get back to doing more Reiki, just for myself. I've always done it for Bob and our cats and that. I mean, Cedric, they gave her 8 months when she was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, most aggressive cancer there is. They said she would have 8 months with chemo and quality of life if we were lucky. Cedric had 40 months quality of life with chemo and Reiki on demand at home. So I know it works. And I mean, my kids know they can get Reiki whenever they want. They just come up and we do a little session. I don't do this 1 hour session. There is no way that a cat or a dog wants to sit for an hour. I mean, they love the energy, but an hour long, charging people for an hour long session, to me, that's just a money grab. But again, my opinion, sorry if I offend anybody. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to go for a master teacher, then why are you doing it? Is it because you want to continue enhancing your skills? Do you want to teach? Then there's associations.
Like I said, it's all new to me. So, and I'm not looking to do anything in that myself. But
But I mean, it's great to
interesting.
study and learn. I have no interest in
Time
being
somebody did it
certified
on
in
me was
theta.
first time somebody did it on me. It was in a Buddhist context.
Mm.
Yeah, that was back in 90 something, 96, possibly. But yeah, it was interesting.
Well, exactly. And I mean, I've been reading about theta healing. I need to get back to the books, but I'm not going to do any training with it. But I still like to know, what is this about? What does it involve? Because again,
Mhm.
it's different types of energy healing and a way of doing things. I'm also a certified reflexologist. So
Ah,
I can do sessions on people's feet.
oh, okay.
Personally, I wish they had started with the hand reflexology, because people are less squeamish about you working on their hands,
Yeah,
and the points are the same. They relate on the hand the same as they do the feet to the
yeah.
whole body.
That's
But
really
people are
popular in Portland. We have a reflexology office in my neighborhood,
nice.
and we have acupuncture the other way. But I got used to free acupuncture a
Ooh, nice.
few years ago. Yeah, it was like two times a week. I think I've the most points I had are 10, uh, probably like 60 points.
Mm,
My head and feet and hands too. But yeah, I do 60 needles.
mm. Yeah, I mean, and again, this, I mean, people may not think so, but this ties in with Carlos. I mean, it all comes back to energy and perceptions and learning different things and experiencing different things. But yeah, I
But the
shake my
stuff
head.
in these books, I mean, quite frankly, I'd never attempt to try them. I'd never try this at home because it
No,
would. Yeah,
and
you know,
that's it, right? I mean, I don't, the most I've ever smoked is tobacco. I would certainly
uh,
not be smoking, well, and
ayahuasca
in
or anything.
college, well,
Yeah.
in college I tried marijuana, but
Oh,
I would not be smoking peyote. And well, and I mentioned too with Hancock, and he was first talking about ayahuasca in the book that I had borrowed from the
ayahuasca.
library. How do you say it?
Ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've never done that. It's like DMT and that. I would try that. I wouldn't be afraid to try that because I've done peyote with the tribal chairman.
Mm,
Mentioned that before. And I've done a lot of acid, but not. I last time was in '86, so
mm.
that's a long time. I've
Yeah.
done mushrooms quite a bit there. I had a friend who knew how to grow them and that, but
Mm.
I lost touch with him a few years ago. They're real popular up here in like October, November is when they grow naturally up here.
Ah, there we go. Yeah,
But
see, I was never, and I think that's why I kind of liked Millman and Martha Beck. And then I started reading Eckhart Tolle because
yeah,
this is all about your
power
mind.
of now. Yeah,
Yeah. And A New Earth, but it's all about your mind and how you perceive the world and how you choose to move through the world. I mean, before the live stream, I was showing you the picture of the hawk that
hmm,
landed in the yard. So I work with animal guides. I don't call them totems. To me, totems belong to a specific group and a specific way of doing things. But guides, anyone can work with animal guides as long as you take the time to learn about them and what are the meanings. Because, and it's the hardest thing, I think, to try and explain because, again, okay, the Cooper's hawk today. And I don't know if I can get the picture to show up or not. But sometimes when you see a hawk, it's just literally you see a hawk. But today I've been really struggling with a number of thoughts and what and whys. And then we'll see if will she show up. Can you see her there, Alan?
not
Or
yet.
is
Tell,
she?
tell it some more. Yeah, you see it better. Tilt it a
I'm
little
trying.
more. Yeah,
Let's see if
yeah,
there
you
we
see.
go.
That's good. That's
Okay.
really good there.
So there's the Cooper's hawk that was in my yard near my bird feeders. And for me, hawk means
Yeah,
long vision, not just tip of your nose, look at the big picture, look at all the different angles. So today that had relevance, not just because it landed in the yard, but because that was the message I needed. Other days I'll see hawk and it's just hawk. Like that's the thing about working with animal guides or doing a lot of these things.
yeah. You said
Every,
it was like it made you reminded you to see the big picture or from Hawk point of
yeah.
view. Yeah,
And
yeah,
see, and that's why I love Ted Andrews. I mean, his Animal Speak, I'm surprised that book hasn't fallen apart because that's the one I've used for decades. I mean, it's a great starter book for anyone considering working with animals because he
right,
covers mammals, birds, insects, like everything.
right. You have to be like tuned in for in order for you to see that.
Yep.
Somebody else would be I don't know, pouring milk into their coffee and go, "Oh, a bird," or well, maybe not. They, I'm sure they notice it, but that's really cool.
Yeah, well, and that's it. And like you say, you have to be tuned in and you have to be mindful of, what are you seeing? And again, does it have significance in this moment? So, yeah. And I just want to check I don't think we've missed too many comments. Alice Alastor is my spirit animal. Okay, I need to figure out what that means. Oh, a late birthday present. Nice. Happy late birthday present, Ven. Is that the book I'm guessing? Because they were talking about getting a book, and Gavin joined us. I said hello. It's
Yeah,
good also. Sometimes the one chick's voice is too high, drowned out by music. Love some nifty. Nifty's my other spirit animal.
Oh,
Okay, saying hi to Gavin. Okay, and Diane saying that she has hawks there often. Yeah, we have the Cooper and the red tails. And I mean, like I say, sometimes I notice them and it's just like, wow, is she ever beautiful? But with animal guides, you really need to be mindful of your thoughts. Well, and not just hawks. I mean, any animal, whether it's groundhog, skunk, raccoon, whoever, whether it's in dreams or in the everyday. But you really need to be mindful of what are your thoughts before you see the animal or thinking backwards. So sometimes, for example, with groundhog has to do with 2-year cycles. So if you're in the moment kind of thinking about, something's not happening fast enough, or, I want immediate results, whatever, and then groundhog happens to appear, that's a reminder to be patient and things aren't going to just boom, boom, happen in a second. So, yeah, there's a lot to it, and I've been doing it for decades. I love it. Hey, Noah. And I agree, Julie, they are incredibly majestic. But I love watching the turkey vultures too. I mean, they're massive, and we only get them up here spring and summer. They migrate, as do some of the hawks, but not all of them if they've got a food source and that. But I mean, the turkey vultures are equally beautiful. They're these massive birds that just glide and ride on the thermals. They're amazing.
you said
And that's
something
what I
about
love. Go ahead.
animals and dreams, and I it made me think I don't dream about animals very often. I don't. I don't
Hmm.
know why. I dream about my old dog. He's been dead for 25 years, but
Hmm.
I that's always a good dream. I do dream about him, but he's about the only animal who I have to pay more attention.
See, I have a dream journal, and
Oh,
if I
yeah.
recall stuff, and it's funny, I got my everyday mundane journals. I scrap them every 25 years, like shred them up and the whole thing.
Uh,
But my dream journals, I have not.
oh yeah,
Those I have kept
yeah.
because, and even though, I mean, it always makes me chuckle when I read some of these books like Shirley MacLaine and others.
Oh yeah. I read
And
all
they have,
hers. I enjoyed those, except for when you astral project, and there's never a chord involved.
yeah, I don't think so either, but most of them do seem to say that. But when she has her dream recall stuff and other authors as well, they go on for like pages and pages and it's all specific. And I'm like, oh, and David Wilcox is another one who's the
Oh,
same. And I'm like, I call bullshit. There is no way you get snippets. And I mean, I've been doing this for 20, 25 years, maybe longer. And I mean, I'll remember people and places. And for the longest time when I was working, I always knew that when I had the dream of the beautiful blue, calm water, it was time to change jobs. And it served me well.
oh,
Whenever
oh,
that dream came,
yeah,
it was time to move on.
really.
And
Oh,
yeah, go
huh.
ahead.
Well, I've just been an avid dreamer forever. I think it's because I have sleep apnea. I'm
Mm.
waking up all the time.
Oh, yep.
When I stop smoking marijuana, which isn't often, I dream even more. But
Oh, really?
and I also every time I want to get back into the keeping track of my dreams, which I haven't done in a long time, but I have done. I'm looking at it. I must have 50 old journals up there. I use Mead composition, those old Mead sturdy ones
Mhm.
that I just like write on the. I write like Samuel Beckett. He wrote on the the front page, not both sides, just one, then turned it
Yeah.
over, wrote on the other. That's how I do it. And then, but it always seems like, oh, I can't, I don't want to go to all that work again. But then once I'm in it, I don't mind. I just keep my voice recorder and record them on the phone and then
Oh,
write them down
handy.
afterwards.
Well, see, and I get different symbols and things, so I make sure to
Oh
draw them.
yeah,
Like I'm not an amazing artist like you, but I can do
right.
like little triangles and things. And
Yeah. Once you start recording them, well, I find out you have recurring dreams and then even precognitive dreams. If you write
mm,
it down, you can prove it. Like, oh, I had a dream about I was washing a window and looking through the window at my girlfriend. Then we had an argument a week later, and she wouldn't let me in, and I broke the glass. And I'm just saying, for example,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
then I could go, oh damn, man, I dreamt that.
yeah. So coming now, I see Diane saying she dreams about snakes a lot.
Oh,
Thinks it's because I'm so fearful of them here in the Sunshine State.
huh.
Now, that's possible, but the other thing with dreams is their symbols not always literal. Snakes have to do with transformation and changes because they literally shed their skin. So if you pay attention to some of those dreams, Diane, that may be coming up when you're trying to make decisions about things or changes are coming. I could be wrong. I don't recommend buying dream symbol books because different things mean different things to each of us. So
Different
for
people.
me, a house in my dream is not necessarily going to represent what a house represents. I'm probably doing this wrong. I think if I point this way, I'm pointing to you, Alan. It seems
Yeah,
odd to me on the
right.
screen,
Me
though.
too.
Um, there we, yeah. But so if I dream of a house, that's going to mean something specific to me and my background versus if you dream of a house and what that represents to you. But then it also matters where is that house located. So, for instance, I sometimes will dream about the farm where I grew up. And so I'm in that house, or I'm at my grandmother's house, or I'm in a house. I have no idea what this house is, but it's a house somewhere, and there's streets, and the people change. And again, the people who come in our dreams aren't necessarily who we know in the everyday. It's what do they represent to us? Is it security? Is it, something
Mhm.
else? Is it making us question ourselves? So there's really a lot to dreams. But like I say, I mean, to get an idea, you might want to try a dream symbol book, but I always say think of what those things mean to you
Yeah,
personally
I read a
versus
good
what
book.
someone else says.
I read a good book years ago about it was a method of using following puns, PUN, puns in your
Yeah.
dreams as a way to find some symbols in that, like say you're dreaming about your kid with a crayon and he's scribbling all over the wall. Might
Yep.
say, like, well, am I seeing the writing on the wall here? I mean, it can be really literal like that. Or
Yeah.
if you talk about a house, say I'm at my old grandmother's house that I dream about. I know that house from inside out by now, but
Mm.
I haven't. Well, anyway, I haven't lived there for 30 years. But Sam, looking through the window or something, dreaming about it. Well, it could be maybe I'm feeling like I'm on the outside looking in. So literally,
Yeah.
I just simplify it as much as I can.
Yeah. And that's why it's important to really look at and think about it. And it's why I record my dreams. And every now and again I'll flip back and look through them. And Sometimes I'll see patterns and it's like, okay, what am I
Yeah.
missing? Because the same location keeps coming up. So,
Right.
if, you know, like a school comes up, okay, in the past, that was my job for a while, but school is also a place of learning. It's, you know, a connection with people. You've got classrooms. There's a lot of different things a school can represent. And that's why, like you said, Alan, with the, you know, are you feeling like you're on the outside? In order to really figure out our dreams, we need to look at, again, like with Hawk, the big picture. What's going on in our lives? What are we maybe questioning, or what events are coming up, or what are we trying to work out in our minds and our lives? And our dreams have different ways of showing us those things. And that's why I like keeping a record of them, because you do
Yeah,
see those different patterns, but you have to have them written down or recorded some way
for
to
sure.
make note of them. You know, like same as skunk. Skunk represents self-respect. So if you're kind of questioning yourself or maybe not being true to yourself, skunk may suddenly appear in your path. Again, either in a dream, in reality, might come up in a book. Like there's so many different ways to tap into the messages that the universe sends us,
Yeah.
but you
But
need to be mindful.
my grandmother, when she appears in dreams, doesn't speak anymore.
Mm,
It's kind of funny. It's to the point where if she's cooking something, I'll try to look in the soup to see if she's spelling a message like in a Ouija board or something. But
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. When I record my dreams, it takes uh, not like I said, it seems daunting, but then once I'm into it, it's all right. Maybe I'll start doing it again. I do have time to do it, and I
See, I,
do dream a lot. Sometimes my dreams are like going to the movies.
mm,
They really are. They're all plotted out, and I the same old. I won't get into it here, but
yeah.
they're persecution dreams, or they're, like I'm inside a prison and I'm getting out that day, and then now all my friends are trying to kill me.
Oh
It's
no.
yeah, cool. Then I had it's great, you know. But if I
But
could,
see, again, if you remember when you have that dream and what's going on in your day to day,
yeah,
see, because I've been tracking mine for so long, I know mine because I don't remember them all the time. And I certainly don't remember, like, I don't write pages and pages. I have snippets of recall. And I figure what I need to remember in terms of the message is what's coming through for me. So whether it's just a short paragraph or even two sentences, I date it, I write down what I remember, then I look at what's in the dream. So if there's dogs, is it about instinct? If there's cats, is it about adapting? If there's people, who were they? What do they represent in my life? If it's the houses, which house? Where is it? What phase of my life am I having to revisit where maybe I missed a lesson or I need to fine tune something? So, yeah, I
a lot
mean,
of time.
sorry?
Takes a lot of time.
It does.
Yeah,
But I'm having coffee in the morning anyhow, and so the dreams I make sure I record first thing in the morning, like
mhm,
as soon as the recall's fresh.
right,
Rarely have I remembered it later in the day,
right.
so
Hence
that's why I
the
just
voice recorder.
yeah, so
I
that's
just
why I
have that
just quick
by my
jot it
pillow, and
down.
yeah, this is by my pillow if I'm going to do it again. Uh,
Mm,
I could pretty sure I could find my a couple old dream journals. I have some specific journals I've kept through the years, different ones, and that was
yeah.
Yeah, I haven't dug through them in a while. A bunch of old letters I need to go through too. Don't look forward to that.
Hmm.
But anyway, General Hospitals come on
Uh-oh.
in an hour. Yeah, I can only do like an hour anymore.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, there's nothing
Lunchtime,
wrong
yeah.
with that
Yeah.
because things to do, and I've been finding this year I've been cutting back a bit on, well, I gained 10 hours cutting out TV, most of my TV viewing. And this
Uh,
year I'm really starting to cut down on my YouTube, which means I miss a lot of sprints and different things. But like there's this thing called day-to-day life and other things I need to do and chatting and connecting with people. But so this was a very enjoyable chat. I'm glad you suggested Carlos and we chatted animal guides. I have a note. So in May, we'll be reading The Eagle's Gift. Looking forward to
yeah.
that. I may try and read Millman even before that and see how much of a
The way of
tie-in
the
there
sacred,
is.
what is it? The way of the peaceful warrior? Yeah.
Yeah, The Way of the Peaceful Warrior. And I love my thrift store. So I ended up rebuying Peaceful Warrior. And then I also found the book on Socrates because he wrote another one with just
Oh,
Socrates that I haven't read before, but
yeah,
I'm
it's a heck
looking
of a
forward to
story.
it.
Yeah, it's a heck of a story you have up there.
Mm. I love the thrift store. I mean, if shipping and handling wasn't insane, well, and if I had a job and a bit more money, I could like buy that place out 10 times over and ship books to all of you in the
Oh, my,
States
oh yeah.
because the books that you all mention, I'm like, do you have any idea how cheap I can get that up here? Because there's shelves and shelves of like
Oh,
Patterson and Rankin and well, Rice is hard to find now, but like there are so many authors that I hear about on BookTube, and I'm like looking at all these books for like three, four, $5, but to pick them up and ship them, I couldn't afford to ship them to people.
yeah.
Need to win the lottery.
I have to take a time out.
Okay, so we are going to be wrapping up. It's going to be a short one today. Thank you so much to everyone for joining and hanging out with us. Hope you enjoyed our chat about Carlos, and we traveled off to tarot cards and dreams, which is always fun because, yeah, it's great when the conversation goes to different places. And I'll have to be sure and share my pictures on my community post with the hawk, the wild snowstorm that we've had today. Nighty night, Ven. Take care. Hey, trying to read some books would be a good idea, Jenny.
Yeah, well, sorry about that.
No
But yeah,
worries.
yeah, I drink so much coffee and that. But anyway, yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks, Elaine. And I look forward to reading more Castaneda with you.
Yeah, sounds good. And one of these days we'll connect and we'll chat all things tarot and other hobbies again, because that's always fun too.
Sure, definitely. All right.
All right. Thanks so much, everybody. And we will catch you in the next one.